ever since they started these updates. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
all right. Welcome, everyone. I'll go ahead and get
Hello.
started now. Hello,
Mhm.
Fuchsia and DJ Marcus.
Hello. Hello.
How's it going?
Pretty
Okay.
Hello.
good.
So, everyone ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mhm.
So, today we're going to go over gravity forms.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And so, in order to get to gravity forms, you just have to hover over, go to your dashboard, and then you'll
Mhm.
notice you've got this forms link over here on the sidebar. If you hover over it, you've got
Mhm.
the forms link. This link
Mhm.
takes you to all of your forms. This is where you create a form and everything on that screen. Um,
Okay.
you you can manage any forms that you have, or you can create a new form from here. So either one of these two will work. So we'll just go ahead and create a new form, and we get the pop-up that has the templates. Now, these
Mhm.
templates are useful if you, first of all, if you want to use one of these, but then also if they're useful to help you get started with creating forms if you don't really have a lot of experience. But you can
Mm-hmm.
change everything about these forms. Now, I'm
Okay.
not going to use one of these. I'm actually going to start off with a blank form so that I can go through everything from kind of like from the beginning to the end. But what you
Okay.
do is you start off with a form title. So I'm going to name this
Okay.
form. Oh, one moment. And you can give it a description. This description can be used only for like your own references, but it can also show up on the front end with the form. So you can either choose to leave it blank, or you can make it just a brief little note, or you can make it like actual real thoughtful content because you want it to show up on the front end. And I'll show that. So I'll just put a note that says, this is the form description, and we'll go ahead and create blank form. Now, this area right here is where all of your form fields go.
Mm.
And over
Mm-hmm.
on this side is all of your fields. Now,
Mm-hmm.
you have these different panels here, and you may have more panels here if you add any of the add-ons, and I'm going to get to the add-ons shortly. But these panels, this is the standard field. These fields, these are just like, like a text field, a paragraph field, which is long text, a drop down
Okay.
field, number field, check boxes, etc. But then the advanced fields, these are fields that collect data with structured data
Mm.
types. So, for
Mm-hmm.
example, if you wanted a name, it's going to actually come out with the name fields already set for the first name and last name, but you have control over like what you rename them to be. But for the advanced fields, you've got name, date, time, phone, address,
Mm.
website. So all of these
Mm.
are set data types, data structures for your information, and only that type of data can be put in it. So for example, if you use the phone field, a
Mm.
person would not be able to type text in here. So
Mm-hmm.
you wouldn't be able to be used as a name field, for example. If a person tried to type text in there, it wouldn't work.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we're going to go ahead and just start by creating a basic form. So in this form, we're going to just collect the name, email address, phone number.
Oh, you just literally drag and drop it, or
It's
I'm
just
just
literally
clicking it
just
pops
clicking them right
clicking
now.
oh,
it.
So
you
you
just
Yep.
can,
clicking?
if you just click the button, it just pop up on the bottom. So for example, we want to get the website, we just click it, it shows up. But if you want to put it somewhere specifically, you can drag and drop it. So let's
Um.
imagine I want their address right here. I can drag and drop it into that spot. But now, if you want to move fields around, you have to put your cursor over this move area so each one of the fields, when you hover over them, you get this little overlay panels right here. And this
Got
first
it.
one is always the move. And you can drag fields around, but you can also drag them next to each other and put
Hmm.
them in the same line. Yeah.
Huh. Oh,
So
that's tight.
yeah, you could exactly, yeah, you could collect, like if you wanted to get email, let's put the address at the bottom. But if you wanted to put email address, phone number,
Hold
all of
on.
that
Where
in the
was the
same.
name field? Was it under standard fields?
Advanced.
No,
Oh,
Advanced.
advanced
advanced.
fields. So
Oh.
yeah, so standard
Oh,
fields,
okay.
you can think of standard fields as a field without a like specific purpose. So if you just want, let's imagine we want, if I want just a single line field, and in this field I want it to be a username. So we're going to collect the
Okay.
person's.
I was just about to ask you that.
Okay, so we can just put in the field label username. Okay. Now, if you give a description to the field, it will show up right at the bottom. So we'll say this. This will be used for creating your account login. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
You can make a field. Now, you can, I'll get to the input mask last. So let me jump past it and come back. You
Mm-hmm.
can make a field required. Okay, so I'm pretty sure everyone
Oh.
understands that.
Yes.
But
Mm-hmm.
the no duplicates, this is really important for when you want to make sure that you don't have the same person or the same type of data come in more than once. And
Mm-hmm.
so, for example, when I created your registration forms, in order to make sure that none of you registered multiple times by mistake, I checked the no duplicates field for your email address. And so your email address, your phone number. So if you would have wanted to try to create an account more than once by mistake, it would have had to been with different information for those fields.
Hmm.
So
Okay.
you can restrict restrict the data that comes in with that. Oh, Fuchsia, you want to
Okay.
speak?
So where was that where you clicked on the rules? Where's I don't see that rules.
Sure. So for each field, anytime you add a field over here, if you click it, you'll see that it highlights, and that field, all of the settings for that field will show up in this panel over here on the side.
Okay. I
Yeah,
see.
And you
like
can
mine
you
doesn't.
Got it. Got it.
I have rules, but it doesn't have that. No duplicates. Oh, is that because I only have one item
all
on my?
fields does not have the no duplicates. So for example, if we were to select the name field,
Uh
you'll notice that the name field does not have a no duplicates, and
huh.
that's by designed by Gravity Forms. But if let's
Oh.
imagine you wanted to override that, you could, like, it's real easy to write a little bit of code that will then tell Gravity Forms to, you know, apply it there too. And we'll get into how to write that code and all of that stuff in this class as well if you all want to.
Okay.
But it's real easy to do.
Okay.
But yeah, so some fields do not have it as a default. And if you think about it,
Okay.
it makes sense because you
Got it.
know, even in this class, there's a chance that there would be more of you with essentially the same name. Like that's possible, right? But
Yeah.
it's impossible for you for
Yep.
more than one
Mm-hmm.
person to have the same phone number or email address. So
And the
so
email address. Yep.
yeah, so things like
Mm-hmm.
that is where it's automatically applied to. And then when it comes to the just a general field, just a regular text field like this one that we use for username, it's applied on there because that field can be used for anything. Now, each one of your fields have, well, let me go ahead and hit this input mask. The input mask allows you to require that data be a certain like length or a certain character type or like have a certain structure. So input masks are technically being used when it comes to like the email field because it has to have an at symbol, or like a phone number because it can't be more than 10 digits. So
Mm-hmm.
those are input masks. It's a way of making the field follow a certain rule for the information that's put into it. The maximum number of characters, same thing. You know, we could say on here, since this is an input, since this is a username, we could say that it can't have more than 10 characters. You know, that is a way of cutting down on spam also, you know, because sometimes bots just generate stuff and, you know, like it'll be long and, you know, not make sense and things like that. So you can kind of cut down, increase security sometimes by predicting the maximum number of characters a field should have, and you're able to apply it in that way. Now the appearance, you can apply a placeholder. So if you notice for this username, like if I apply a placeholder, I can say, all right. So that's when sometimes you'll go to a form and you'll notice that it has text inside of the field before you start typing. That's where you'll put that, and that acts somewhat of like a guide to the person filling out the form, kind of giving a hint as to what type of information goes in this field in case maybe it's not obvious or clear.
Got it.
Okay.
So the field label visibility, the label is right now what currently says username for this field. So we can set it, right now it's at the top, but we can make it hidden. So maybe because of the design of your page, you don't want those labels showing, and you just want to put the placeholder inside the field so that, you know, the field looks nice and neat. You can do that by hiding the label right there. Now, you can give a custom validation message. That is in the case that the person fills it out wrong with an error. So there's a default error that shows on the page, but you can customize that error by putting putting the message in here. So for example, let's say it's a required field. If the person doesn't put any information in it, there will be an error. You can customize what that error would say. Otherwise, it will just give the default gravity forms error, which is, you know, it would say something like name required, username required, or something like that. Custom CSS class. So that's if you want to write custom CSS, we'll cover that in here. I'll help you write CSS if you're interested in learning to write it. I'll help you, you know how to use CSS in the places that you can use it if you want to know more about that. But basically, you can put any CSS classes in here, and then you can target that field from your style sheet, from your CSS style sheet. The field size. Oh, fuchsia.
Oh, no, I didn't mean to do that. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
okay. I saw your blue in my
No, I didn't mean to
peripheral.
do that.
Okay.
I don't
Field
have
si-
field size.
for which field? Which field type?
Username. I clicked on username,
Well,
and
so
then
you must have grabbed. I think there is a username field specifically. Did you grab a text field?
no, I grabbed
Yeah, the text field right here.
which I did what is it? I'm trying to see what I added. I added let's see, name.
Here,
I did advanced fields, and then I
uh-huh.
clicked on name.
Name. Right.
Yeah,
Okay,
and
yeah.
then
So
I just
name,
renamed.
yeah, name does not have a field size, but
Oh,
what name has is, so you'll notice that name has these field placeholders. So right here where it says first and last, you can change those. You can say, you know,
okay,
you know,
okay.
you could, so you could, well, that's one moment. Yeah. Excuse me. No,
Oh, I
that goes
see.
here. Sorry. Those are the placeholders. Sorry. I meant to
Uh-huh.
put that here. You could say, so you can, you know, customize all of that right there, but
Oh,
you
okay.
can't, you can't change the field size on it. Now for the regular text field, you can. So you see how we can make it a short field like
Oh,
that,
okay. So
make it
it's
a
a text
medium size.
field. Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Now, so each one of your fields has an advanced tab, and the advanced tab enable autocomplete, enable password input. Like each field has a different set of advanced options, but some of the options are always like default value. That comes to like if you can set a default value on the field. Like let's say for example, um, if I know that, well, let's see, if you know that most people are going to have something in common. Let's say I create a form and I say, what platform do you build in? But I
Mm-hmm.
know most of you come from Horizon Worlds. I may have Horizon Worlds as the default value, and it's showing right there. And then you could change it to something else if you build somewhere else. But it would already be filled in for anyone that,
Mm-hmm.
is in Horizon Worlds, and they wouldn't have to worry about filling that out. So setting a default value can be overridden by the person by if they put something else in there, but it would start out with that value.
Gotcha.
Now, all fields are also going to have the visibility that is determining who can see it. So if the field is visible to everyone or if it's hidden, sometimes you might create a hidden field because you want some information to be submitted with the form, but you don't necessarily want the person to see it. You know, maybe that you had a link on a different page and the person clicked the link, and so you have a hidden field in here that when that will collect what the previous page was, put that page name in the field, but it's hidden. It doesn't need to show on the page to the person. But when the person submit their form, then you would have that as part of your entry record, and then you would know that they had previously came from whatever page that was. And so that would be a case where it was, only visible for you, but it would, if the form still is part of the form, the field is still part of the form, still gets submitted with it, but it's hidden, it doesn't show. So we're going to keep these visible.
Mm-hmm.
Allow field to be populated dynamically. That's how you would actually pass it from another page, and you would set a parameter here. We'll get into that in the future. If we'll get into that in the future if for anybody that wants to.
Mm-hmm.
Conditional logic. This is one of the most powerful features of gravity forms, in my opinion. There's a lot of powerful features, but the conditional logic allows you
Yes, I
to,
was just about to ask you about that.
yeah, it allows you to show and hide fields based on conditions being met. So, for
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
example, if I wanted to hide this website, right? I'll hide this website. I'm going to only show it. So we can select conditions. So I'll show this field if all of these are correct, and I'll say as long as a person has filled out their email. So as long as
Mhm.
email is not empty, right? So as long as email is not empty, website is going to show. And so you'll notice when we load this form, website will not be visible until we put something in email, then it'll show up. So
How did you
th-
get to that logic thing again?
So for every field down at the bottom, you have conditional logic, and you click it, it'll open up in another panel like this,
Ah.
and then you enable conditional logic, and then you can go through these
Oh, okay.
conditions. And we can spend some time going through conditions and practicing how to create conditions for anybody that want to do that. But I don't want to spend too much time on it as a default because maybe, a lot of people won't want to do it. And so
Uh-huh.
but yeah, if you want to know more about it, then
Okay.
we can cover it and spend some time on
Okay.
it.
Okay.
So I'm going to go ahead and save this form. Okay.
Mhm.
All right. So now that we can see that the form has been updated down here, a little pop up. Now we can preview this form. All right. And this is the form opening up on the back end, but nobody on the front end can see it. If we want people on the front end to see it, we have to embed it. Now, there's a couple of different ways to embed it, but since we're all working with gravity forms, since we're all working with Divi, we're going to embed it on the front end. And so that means that we're going to copy a short code. So right here, when you're on your page for your form, you click the embed button, you come down and you hit copy short code. So that's going to copy the short code to your clipboard. And then you go to the page that where you want to put the form. And so I'm just going to put the form on this page. I'll enable Visual Builder. I'm just going to drop this, whatever this is right here. I guess we hid most of this stuff. But I'm just going to put the form. I'll make a section. And I'm going to just grab a code module. And I'll just paste that short code in here. And the form, it'll load, and then it'll be right here. Right?
Oh, wow. Oh, my goodness.
Now, you can show, like, if you want title equals true, it'll show the title. If you say description, it'll show the description as well. So you see the description now shows. If you do not put description equals true, it will not show the description. So I'll go ahead and save changes. And I'll go ahead and save changes here. And then I'm going to submit this form, and I'm going to show a couple of things about what happens after the form is submitted.
When you go to preview, how do you get back to the screen where you can copy the code to embed it into your web page?
Sure.
How do you get out of preview?
Okay, let me show you that. So first of all, preview opens up in a new page. So you never actually, it opens up in a new tab. So you never actually leave that tab. Now, but I'm going to show you an example of it real quick. But right here, I just want you all to take note that here in your toolbar, you can quickly get back to your forms right here. So right here in your toolbar, just hover over forms, select the form you want to edit, and then you can get to any part of it. Right now, we'll just go to edit. If we hit preview, notice that it opens up in a new tab. So we've got this tab and we've got this tab. Now over in preview, and you notice that that website field isn't showing right here. But in preview, you can still submit the form. The form will work in its full functionality. So you can preview a form, and while you're working on it, before you actually embed it, in order to test it out and everything. But in this case, we're going to submit it from here in the front. Okay. And so I'll just put in some information. I'll say test. Now, you see how website came up once I put something in email? If I take away email, see how website goes away?
Oh, that's logic.
Something in email comes back.
That's that logic.
And notice, right, that's the conditional logic. And notice that website starts out with HTTP already in there. It's because it's a website field. It's a link field.
Okay.
For, let's say 1, 2, 3. And we submit it. And so now you see we get this. So I want you to take note of this confirmation message. So this is the confirmation message. It is the message that shows after your form was submitted. So we've submitted the form. The form is now gone, and we're still here on this home page. Now, if we come back to the dashboard, if we click forms, I just want to show you with this page now. You'll notice that after you create a form, you have this page, and it has all this information about your form. It shows you the ID, the entries, the views, the conversions. Now, the entries is every time your form is submitted, the data goes into your entries database. You can get to your entries database either by clicking the number of entries, or by hovering over the title and clicking the entries um, link. And at that point, every submission of your form is recorded in here as a new row. If we submit this form again, then there'll be another one and another one and another one. If you hit the view button, you can come in and you see your data just like this. Okay, so you see all of the information that was submitted. You see the notifications that were triggered. Okay, you can print it, and if you need to if you need to leave a note about it, you can leave a note. And if you need to email this note to the person, you can email this note to the person right here on the dashboard.
Oh, wow.
You can see everything that happens recorded on it right here as well. So if you leave a note, it'll show right here. So I'll just say,
Oh, don't tell me it fucking quit.
and so now you see how we've got that note added right here.
Mhm.
And if I wanted to, I could have emailed it to the person. So you can also see the entry submission information right here. Okay. And so you can, on here, now, if you recall, I asked to make for you to take notes of the confirmations. So on your form, you have to keep in mind that there's the three different stages. There's the stage where the form is sitting on the page and the person fills it out. That's stage one. But then they hit the submit button and it moves into stage two, which is the confirmations.
Okay.
So confirmations, this is what happens after the form is submitted. What's the thing that happens on the front end? Okay. So right now you see that what happens is we show a message. Thanks for contacting us. We will get in touch shortly. So you could, first of all, you can customize that message.
Oh, yeah, I was just
One
about to
note
ask
to
that.
Yeah, you can customize this message. If you hit this little chiclet right here, you'll get a drop down with your additional formatting options. And you can add media, like if you wanted to add a picture in there or something like that, you can do that. Just hit insert into post and it'll go on there. But another thing is that you can redirect the person to a page. Let's imagine that you create a thank you page that you want to track in your Google Analytics, right? So you would just create that page. You would come over here to pages, add new, create a page, but then you would select that page right here. And you can even pass field data in your query string. So if you wanted to pass like any information about the form, you can take any of those form fields and you can take the data that's submitted and you can put it in the query string and pass it over to that page. And we'll get into that stuff in this class if for anybody that wants to. But what that'll allow you to do is actually put like, data with the page. So like imagine you using Google Analytics and you wanted to track every time the thank you page is hit. You wanted to count that as a conversion, but then you also wanted to know like who was the client that converted. You could take that username and then you could pass that with it, and then you could record that as a tag in Google Analytics. And so not only would you have the conversion, but then you would also have the tag of who it was that converted, and then you could really, drill in with your analytics. So now the good thing about confirmations is that you can, along with just about everything else when it comes to gravity forms, but with your confirmations, you can have more than one. So you have the default confirmation, but you could also make another confirmation. So imagine maybe one confirmation shows a message, and then maybe after that one, another message shows, or maybe, there is a, there's, that you can do it based on conditional logic also. So let's imagine like if there's if you've got one set of people that you want to show a message to, but then you've got another set of people that you would like to show a different set of information to. So let's imagine we say address city is Atlanta. Then I want to show this confirmation message. So maybe in my message it says, shout out to the A, thanks for submitting, you blah blah blah, right? So So you can create as many of these conditions, as many of these confirmation messages as you want, and then match them up based on, you know, what conditions that you want for them to show or what you want to happen. Maybe if the person buys something, you want to redirect to a thank you page, but if they didn't buy something, they was just inquiring about something, you want to show a confirmation. So you can make those decisions with the conditional logic down here, and you have the ability to keep creating additional confirmation um, actions. So, as I said, we have the three different stages. We've got stage one, the form is just sitting on the page. Stage two, it gets submitted. And so now we have the confirmation. The final stage is the notifications. And so the notifications is, you know, where does this form data go after it's submitted? So maybe it goes to an email address. That is the default Gravity Forms notification, is that the data is just sent to the administration email. The administrator's email is the email address that is on, if you go to general, your settings general, this email address right here is the administration email address, and currently is set at one of mine, but you'll change it to yours, and then it'll be your admin, and and that's what you're going to do, is you're going to change this to yours. But we've got to set up your Zapier before you do that, and that's scheduled for the next session. But we can, you know, I'll make a video showing how to do it, and then you can do it during the week also. But because you have to have a way to receive the notification for it to be sent out. So WordPress as a system can send out emails, but you have to have a mail sender system. And so that's what we're going to use Gravity Forms. So all of you will set up your Gravity Forms, and then you'll set up a Zap. I mean, I keep saying Gravity Form, but you'll set up your Zapier, and you'll set up a Zap for when the form is submitted, then send out the notification. Or you can do it this way also, but I've got to connect your account to a mail server, which I'll do for anyone that doesn't use Zapier, that needs me to do that. So no worries, you'll do it one way or another.
Okay.
But basically the system has to have a way to send the information out, and then at that point, if you use the send to email and it uses this little curly tag, then it'll send out to that email address that I showed in your general settings, and you can change that once we have your system capable of sending out mail. Besides that, you can send it to anywhere else. You can just take this out and you can put any email address you want in here. Another thing is that you can select a field. So if you wanted this to be a notification that's sent out to the person that submitted the form, then instead of saying enter email, you would say select a field, and then you would select the email field. And now this notification will be sent out to the person, to the email address that was put into that email field on the form. Okay. So you can also put in any, you know, any BCCs, like addresses that you want to be in here, like any address that you want to be copied on it. The reply to address. So that's the address that when the person receives the email and they want to reply to it and they hit the reply button, what address is that reply going to be sent to? So you put that address inside the reply to field. Maybe it's your address. Maybe it's a coworker address or something like that. The subject. What do you want the name, the subject line in the email to be when it's sent out? So you can make this anything. And one important thing to note is that each one of these fields has these little merge tag brackets next to them. And what those merge tags allow you to do is pull information about the form. So there's merge tags everywhere, in your confirmations, in your notifications
Sorry, guys, my
areas,
little girls are in the office.
in your confirmations, in your notification areas. There's always these merge tags. And the way these merge tags work is you just hit the little merge tag and you can pull the data from any field that you want. So if I wanted to pull this email field to BCC them, I can just pop it in here.
Hmm.
But down here at the bottom, this is the message body of the email. And it's in here that you can write whatever you want, and you can spruce this up any way you want. You can say, and then put literally address the person by using the merge tag. So I'll just select the person's name, their first name, okay, and their last name, okay, and then I'll put a drop down, and then I'll say we received your request for, and then you can hit this drop down and select all fields. Sorry, where is it? Oh, here it is, all submitted fields. And what that's going to do is just take all of the information that they put in the field, in the form, and just put it in the table right here in the body of the email. If you didn't, but you can also cherry pick. So you can cherry pick any of the field data you wanted. If I only wanted the website, I can pick that. And so whatever the person put into the website would show up in that spot.
Wow.
Another good thing to note about this is that, let's imagine you did do this and you selected website. You can also format any of the data. So if I was to put bold on this curly tag and also italicize it, when it shows up in the email with that website link, it would be bolded and italicized. So whatever formatting you apply to these merge tags actually gets applied to the data when it's submitted, when to the email when it's sent out. And so just like with the confirmations, you can have as many notifications as you want. So right here, we've got the admin notification, but you can make another one for customer notification. You can make another one for colleague notification. You can make another one for pass to the CRM. You can make another one for, whatever, right?
Wow.
So any questions about any of that so far?
Whew.
It's a lot.
I'm gonna go back and
So
yeah.
so before I open up the floor, I just want to show one more thing about Gravity Forms, and that is that and so this is part of the Gravity Forms Elite plan, and all of you have the Gravity Forms Elite plan, so you can actually turn on any of these add-ons. So if you see
wow.
anything that you want, let's imagine you want to use MailChimp. Right. So if you wanted to set up your newsletter and you wanted to turn on MailChimp, you just hit the install button and then hit activate plugin. And anytime you activate any of these, you come under your settings and you'll see. So now you see we've got MailChimp added, and then we would go through the steps for connecting it to the MailChimp. And then at that point, your form itself will have like there would be a MailChimp field come available once I connected and everything. And maybe sometimes there's an actual fields that are added in here. Sometimes there's not actual fields that are added, but what happens is that, so if we come here under settings, you see we've got this MailChimp part now. And first I've got to connect the MailChimp in order to do it. But then what'll happen is you'll have back here where you can map the fields to your MailChimp, and then you'll be able to submit, when the form is submitted, put them inside of a campaign or anything like that. So yeah, and that applies for each one of these. When it comes to Stripe, maybe you want to collect the payment. So if you want a person to have to pay before this form can be submitted, you can either use Stripe, or you can use Square, or you can use PayPal. Okay, so to checkout, that's another one. But PayPal and Stripe and Square, all of you know about those probably.
Yeah.
And if you don't, you can ask me, and I'll make a video showing anything. Like at any point throughout the week, just ask a question. I'll make a video and reply in the group with it. That way everyone can learn from it. But yeah, so all of these, if you let's imagine you wanted a person to, after they submit the form, you want a text message to be sent out. You could turn on Twilio. So there's the Twilio add-on. There's the Zapier add-on, but there's the Twilio add-on right there. So Twilio is a telephone service platform, and you can make
Hmm.
phone calls and text messages and stuff. So you
Oh
could connect
wow.
it to that. Let's say you want the person to be able to register, and so we're going to get into creating a social network in here with WordPress. But if you needed the person to register for for your website, and so that they have a profile that they can begin setting up, you could turn on the user registration, and then they could set a
Where's that?
password and
Oh
everything, and they
my
would be able to
god.
log in to your WordPress
Oh
after
my
submitting the form.
god.
Mhm. And
Oh, I'm
so
about
on
to
and
do
so
that.
on. So if you need to make a survey, you can add this plugin and you can make a survey real easy. If you need to get an actual PN signature, your reCAPTCHA, all of this stuff, like I suggest all of you, spend some time just looking through these, because there's so many add-ons that will connect to your other business services.
Mhm.
Okay.
You
How
know,
did you
coupons,
you
if
went
you
to
need to make a
forms? How did you
coupon.
get to that? Plugins
So under
again?
forms, go to
Uh-huh.
add-ons. It's right under
Add-on
forms.
under
Go to
forms.
Oh,
add-ons.
okay.
Okay.
Okay. I see it. Oh
Mm-hmm.
wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right. So let me open it up to everybody.
Oh my goodness. So with the logics, does it like say for instance, somebody the first question is their name and they fill out their name. Does logics have a thing like for the next question it'll follow based on what they what their answer was for the name field and be like, hey, so and so's whatever they put in there. Does it do
Sure.
something like that?
So yeah, so you could. So it sounds like, from your question, it sounds like you want to, like, based on if they put in a name, in a specific name in here, you want to say something in the form to them, right?
Yes.
So let's imagine. Okay, so you could use an HTML field. What the HTML field allows you to do is you can write HTML, but you can also write plain text. But you can actually push field. You can say something through the form that is not part of, like, data collection. So I'll say, right, and then I'm going to put on here, enable conditional logic. Show this field if first name is Trey.
Hmm.
So now I'll refresh. So now when I put in name Trey, you see, greetings Trey. I'll make it
Okay,
bigger
so
for
what
you.
if they
I'll make it.
Hold
so
on.
do I have to go in settings and put in their name every time like or like I want it to be like if they put in a name well I want it to automatically like say
Populate.
greetings
Yeah.
whoever whatever
Oh,
name they
okay.
put
So
in.
so so okay, right, yeah. So if you want to, let me see.
You have to
So
code it.
yeah, you could say,
Includes their name.
Could you say maybe is not blank or something?
excuse me,
Could you say if it's not blank?
if it's not blank.
Yeah, if the name is not
If the
blank, then
field
it'll
if the
say
field is not
greetings.
blank,
Yeah.
okay.
hmm
Yeah.
Meaning they put something in there and then.
Oh yeah, yes, yes. You can say if it's not blank, say greetings. But that would only say greetings. It wouldn't address the user by name. When we use, let me try this real quick. When it comes to these merge tags, some merge tags will work on the from the form before it's submitted. Some do not. But let me just try this real quick. So I'm gonna say. So there you go. All right. So you see how right here. So in the email,
Mm-hmm.
but it's pulling. Okay, it's pulling an email. It's pulling an email field,
Email
but it's
address.
pulling my email. It's pulling my email. Yeah. It's this is so in this case, using this merge tag is pulling my email. Yeah. In order to be able to, if I wanted this to say greetings Trey,
Mm-hmm.
and it not know who you were until you put your name in here,
Yes.
I would have to write code on the back end for it to do that. It's
Okay.
not going to be in one of these fields where it would do that, but I can't really think of any reason why you would want to do that.
Well, it's
W-
just
Make it more
it's just
personal.
for just so like you talking to a regular person. Like it's
But if
just
you think about it, before this is happening before the person has submitted the form.
Mm-hmm.
So normally, like, so when you submit, so let's imagine that let's imagine that you come to the website and you log in, and the website knows who you are already. At that point, it's a query to the database, and you can do it. And that's why when I select it right here for the merge tag, when I
mm,
put when I put my email right here, it's able to pull my email address because I'm signed in, and it's just pulling my email address, but it doesn't know what would be in the first name field until you put it in there. You see what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? So
mm.
then at that point, when you put it in there, you're just going to go through and you're going to submit the form. And then once the form is submitted, you can be greeted when you come back.
Huh.
You see? Yeah.
Okay. I was trying to see if I can show an example. Let's see. Okay.
D-
Okay. So,
does that
so
does that
I was
make
gonna
sense
show you
though?
an example if I can.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Let me let you share.
Okay. Okay. I'll continue. Okay. So see how it is.
Wait a
It's
minute.
the
I'm going to
first
come over
question for
there.
this. I'm sorry.
Wait a minute. I'm going to come over there.
Okay.
What is your name?
Okay.
Okay, so see how this is the first question. It says, "What is your name?"
Right.
So say I put in my name is. They don't know what my name is,
Right.
but
Okay,
I'm
so
gonna
now you're
put
entering.
in
Okay,
my first name. I say my first
Trey.
name is Trey. I
Hmm.
push OK.
Now you
It
wanted to
say, "Hi,
respond.
welcome. Nice to meet you." What is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
See.
So I
Yeah.
want
See,
to say I wanted to
they
say
didn't.
welcome Trey. It can say welcome Trey. Nice to
Yeah.
meet you.
Mm.
Or
And
something like
that's
that.
possible. The only thing is we have to write some code to do it.
You
And
have
if
to
you
write the
want,
code.
Code, yeah.
yeah. So
And
first of
then
all,
you
you
Oh.
see how
embed.
even right here it's not even telling you. Well, you know what? Let me show you something. Go ahead
Okay.
and go
Okay.
to your gravity forms. Since you
Hmm.
did
Okay.
this, let me show you how to do this though. So if you
Okay, I
go
want to know
ahead and
how he
create a
did
new
that, where
form.
it went from one screen to
Okay.
another based
That's
on
what I'm
his
about to show.
answer.
I'm about to
How did
show
he
that
do
right
that?
now. Yeah, I'm about to show how to do that in gravity form.
Oh, how do I
Hmm.
go to
And you
form?
can do that. So actually, you know what? You will be able to do what you want to do. Like that you just asked to do
Uh-huh.
is possible. You're just going to do it with pages.
Yes.
I'm glad you showed that.
Yes.
Oh,
So go
okay.
ahead and edit your testing right here.
Okay.
So,
Edit.
Trey, you didn't do that in gravity form. That
No,
No,
that was an
that was
example he
type
was
form.
showing.
Yeah, that was type
Okay,
form.
yeah. So here's what I want
okay.
you to do. But yeah, but see, in that type form, it didn't even do it. But it's going to do it in this one though. What I want you to
Okay.
do is go to scroll down a little bit, and go to page. So click page. Just click
Oh.
page, and it's going to
Oh,
put
each
one up here at the
page.
top. So this is the starting page. If you scroll down,
Put your
so this is now. I want you to just put another field down here. So just grab you a field, and just, so that we've got two pages. So just pick like a number, and just
Okay.
drop a number down here under the page break. So now we've got two pages, right? So now what we're
Mhm.
going to do is go ahead and click this page break right here where it says that. Yeah,
Okay.
click that. So now if you can put Scroll. So you got the names right here. Scroll down. Can't. Yeah. Okay. Let's just go ahead and hit save the form.
Okay, save
Uh,
form.
yeah. And then go ahead and preview it. You can just preview.
Okay.
So now, notice how we've
next.
got 2 pages up here,
Mm-hmm.
and then you can go ahead and put your information in.
Okay. Oh.
You've got your username that's required.
Mm.
Oh, it did
Okay,
the
so
autofill.
Oh, username is required. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just put that for now.
Yeah, that's fine. And then hit next, and you'll notice that now you're going to progress through the form. And so now you're 100%. You're on page 2. So now you can, and then you can go back to the previous page right here. You can
Okay.
submit it. Now you can go, if you go ahead and close that out and come back over to your Gravity
Okay.
forms,
So how do I close it up?
you can just hit the X.
Yeah, because that's another window.
Oh, this X right here.
Can you all confirm for me, like when I do this, can you see the red? Can you
Yeah,
see
I
where
can
I'm
see the
pointing?
red.
So
Yeah.
cool.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah,
Okay,
where's the
just want to
X at though?
right
Oh,
there.
just
Oh, that one. Oh, that one. Oh, close this tab. Oh, I can
Yeah.
close that whole. Oh, that's a whole separate tab. Oh, okay.
So you can do now, yeah, but even when it comes to this, you're still gonna have to have. But you see how like you can rename, you can put any names up here that you want, and then also you can, man, can you try something? Try dropping an HTML field right here.
Right here.
Yeah,
Okay.
and then click it, and then click this right here.
with the
Click this right here. This
Content.
the merge tag right here. This
Oh, the
area.
merge tag.
disable default
Yeah,
merge.
Oh, this
this,
one.
Margin.
yeah, that right there. Yeah, click that
Okay.
and just scroll down. Let me see. User display name, user email, user login. Keep scrolling. That's all it shows.
That's
Yeah.
all it shows.
Yeah, it's still not letting you capture the previous field data and put it in there. Like you can say
Yes.
what, but even on your type form, it wasn't doing that. If you go back
Yeah,
to
it
your
was
type form, it didn't say nice to meet you, Trey.
Yeah, it used to do that. I don't know. I guess it's an update or something they
But I
had. But
can, but I'll make you a video if you want to do that.
yes.
I'll write the code for you and I'll make a video, and then I'll post it in there. You're gonna
Okay.
have, yeah. Go ahead. You have a question?
Oh no, I'm saying okay, yes,
Yeah,
definitely.
yeah. I'll show how to do that. Now, in order to write the code, so like here, come back over into your dashboard. Technically, you can do it. Go ahead and expand your menu over here so that we can. Right here, you see where I'm clicking? I mean, where I'm pointing at right here, where there's this plus. I mean, this play button.
Oh. Mm.
It'll expand the menu over
Um.
here in the black area. It's where you're in the black area of the
Oh, in the
sidebar.
black
Yeah,
area.
right there. Yeah,
Okay.
click that play button right there. It'll pop that open. So
Okay.
all of you have right here under plugins, like you can technically write code. Go ahead and click plugins right here, Trey. Hover over plugins.
Plugins.
Yep. And then click plugin editor right here. And then go ahead and leave. Now, technically, all of you can go ahead and say, I understand. Technically, all of you can change code inside of your WordPress by accessing this. But to be honest, it's a really like cumbersome area. It's a really like insecure place to edit the code. The best place to edit the code is from the back end and use like an FTP client. And I will give each of you the FTP credentials to your area on the server if you want, for anybody that wants to connect the FTP and change code.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, it's I'll provide the code. It's just a little block of code. You'll just have to upload it into the back end, and then it'll be able to do it. And then that's how you override in or add any type of features to Gravity Forms that it doesn't already do. You could just write a little code, put it in there, and it'll do it
Okay.
from that point forward. And that's the reason why Gravity Forms is so powerful,
Yeah.
because not only does it do everything that any other form builder does, but
But
then
it
you
lets
can
you
also extend
expand.
it past that
Hmm.
Okay, okay,
anytime you need to. Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, okay.
Any other questions
All
about
right.
Gravity Forms? All right.
This is awesome.
Hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
Any questions about any of the websites that you're working on, like with Divi or any of that stuff?
Yeah, my
So
only
I
question was,
go
oh,
ahead, go ahead, go
I'm
ahead.
sorry. Well, no, my only question was while I was working on it today was just the security, but I see that that's built in. Like if you were going to ask people like certain information, whether it be credit card or something like that, but that's already covered. So,
It's
Mhm.
already
yeah.
yeah, and actually if you share your screen, are you connected with your laptop?
No, for some reason, I don't know why. Before I
Okay.
was, but
Trey, can you share your screen real quick?
Sure.
I'll just show something real quick. So regarding security, so first thing is that you'll notice that all of your websites begin with the prefix HTTPS. So you all are on a secure socket layer. So that's step one. Any form data that you submit is transferred over to secure socket layer. Okay. If you were to integrate Stripe or some payment gateway, the person would have the lock, so they would feel secure. Okay. So that's one thing. Now, when it comes to your form data, Trey, can you go back to your form? You can just get to edit your form right there. Go to testing, yeah, and just edit your form. Now, well, no, instead of going there, go to add-ons.
Oh,
Yeah, sorry about that.
oh,
Yeah,
it's okay.
yeah, it's right here,
Uh,
right over here.
oh, add-on. Sorry.
Yeah, and then scroll down to captcha. It's gonna be right now. Scroll down a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more.
Oh, is
Scroll
it?
up. It's well, it might be. Is it recapture? Yeah, RE. Go down to the R's.
Okay. Oh,
Oh, I saw it
okay.
right
There it
there.
There it
is.
is.
Yeah, it
Recapture
is.
that.
Yeah. So here it is. Recap. Now recaptcha is by Google.
Oh
And so
yeah.
it's real easy to set up. All you do is you install this, and then it's going to take you through. And I'll make a video. Like if you have any trouble with anything, just let me know. I'll respond with a video ASAP. But add this plugin, go go through the steps to go over to Google's cloud platform page where you just put in the website, because you got to put in your web address, and then you'll generate a key and secret, and then you'll paste those in, and that will connect your site to the Google reCAPTCHA, and you'll be able to add a captcha. And I'll make a video showing how to do it.
Does it cost money to use it?
No, it's free.
Oh, okay.
And that's where you get that at the bottom of your field forms where it says, are you a human? Sometimes you may have to solve a puzzle. Sometimes you
Yeah.
may have to, yeah. So that's another
Okay.
thing. So that's another layer when it comes to security. Make sure you have your secure passwords. But besides that, that's
Okay.
and one more thing to consider is that whenever any of you are ready to map your domain name, just let me know, and then we'll go through that process as well.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, but
Awesome.
it's real easy. Whoever your registrar is, like if you've got GoDaddy or whoever it is, I'm just gonna give you a record, and I'll make a video showing how to put it in there. But you just put the a record in, and you tell me what the domain is, so I can put it in the server. That way, GoDaddy forwards traffic from that domain to the server, and then the server knows that when traffic comes in from that domain, show them this website. Bring them to
Hmm.
this area of the server is essentially how it goes.
Okay.
So
Okay.
we'll map that together. It takes a few moments. And then that point forward, anytime someone goes to your domain, it would load your website. They would
Okay.
never see Human Club or any of that stuff anymore. That's
Okay.
only for you while you're developing.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. So any questions or anything?
This was fantastic.
yes, thank
Wow.
you. This is totally
No
Thank you
awesome.
so
problem.
much.
Yes.
That was
Thank you.
great.
No
Yes.
Thank
problem.
you.
No problem. My pleasure.
Hmm
My
Man.
pleasure.
Yeah.
I've told you
Yeah.
before back in all space, you're amazing. Oh my goodness.
My
hmm
pleasure, man. Yeah, and
Yes, man.
we'll keep moving forward. So next week I plan to introduce you to Zapier, and
Okay.
so if you
Okay.
want to, yeah, if you want to just tighten up your web pages, get your forms together, because
Okay.
you can technically, if you get everything squared away to your liking this week, next week
Yes.
you'll have everything. Next Sunday you'll have everything you need to launch, essentially.
Yes. And
Gotcha.
I actually got
So
that
you
when
know,
I came to you with that problem of responsive website, I just deleted a lot of the extra stuff that I had, and it, like you said, the template
yeah,
originally was made to be responsive. So yes.
yeah.
Yes, so
Yeah,
it worked
and
out
one
good.
thing to note when it comes, yeah, one thing to know when it comes to using those templates, like with Trey, his situation. So if you
Mhm.
start out with a template, first of all, you don't have to use a template. You can build it from scratch, and
Mhm.
I'll show how to do that in this class as well. But if you start out with a template and then you change it significantly, you
Mhm.
want to sometimes you may want to just like drop that section and just build it that way.
Yeah, and that's what I
um
did. I deleted a lot of sections
Me too.
yeah,
I
because I was
deleted a
like,
whole
I don't
bunch of
want
them.
this.
yeah.
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 Yeah, so you can also, anytime like if you've got a layout that you want, and it's not in the templates, or and you don't know how to build it, you can just ask a question in the group, and I'll hop in and do like I just did with Trey and try to explain, and you can watch me kind of put it together and stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
Man,
For
we
the footer
appreciate
Awesome.
you.
section, you said you had to put a code in for the footer
No,
section.
no, for the footer sec, you want to share your screen? Let me show you about your footers. Your header and your footer, you have the ability to either set, you can use the default header and footer. You can
Mhm.
create a custom header and custom footer for a single page or collection of pages or sections, but you can also create a global replacement header and footer real easily. I'll show you.
Like for
If you
copyright
go to
information.
Divi, so hover over Divi.
Okay. Hold on.
Oh yeah. How do you do
And
Divi
that?
then click on theme builder.
Okay, hold on, let
theme
me go
builder.
back.
So in your theme builder, you can create templates and all sorts of stuff. So right now, if you wanted to create a global header, you can create a global header, or you could create a global footer. But you can also create headers and footers that will be sent to specific sections. If you click the add new template, go ahead and click that, Cyber Shay, add new template. And we're going to actually do a global one, but
Added.
I just want to show right here where it says add new template. So you lay eyes on, so you say build a new template.
Build a new
Yeah.
template.
And then you see, and we're not going to actually build it, but I just wanted to show this list
Mhm.
that pops up that you can build a template that targets all pages or only the home page or specific pages or specific children of pages,
Hmm.
all posts, etc., etc. So now you can hit this X right here, so we can come over here and build a global one, because most likely that's what you wanted to do. You said you wanted a header or a footer.
It was a
So go
footer.
ahead and hit build add global footer. Now this is going to override the footer that you currently have on there. So go ahead and
Mhm.
just click build global footer. Mm-hmm.
Takes a second to load.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So now here you are. You start off on this white canvas like this. So you're building a global footer from scratch. Now, one thing to note is that there are tons of both free and premium Divi layouts out there. You can
Hmm.
search Divi layouts, and then you can always import. If you click your little bubble down here at the bottom, if you can always import export right here. So if you find Divi layouts that you want to import, they're going to give you a JSON file, and all you do is you hit this little arrows right here, the little arrows right here, the up and down arrows, and then you can import and export. You can import and export like that. So you can go ahead and close it out. So if you was to find a header that somebody made that you wanted to footer, you could do it that way. But you can also build it from scratch. So go ahead and hit this little plus button, your green plus button. So we're already inside of a section. So let's just go ahead and select us a new row, and let's make it a 3-column row. So let's pick 3 columns. Okay. And so just go ahead and drop A text, just drop a text. No, drop an image in this first one. Let's put your logo in this first one. So just select image.
Do I pass it?
And to the left.
And
Where'd it go? Yeah.
To the left. All the way down the
To the
bottom
left?
to the left.
Okay.
There you go. Yeah. And then you can just pick an image.
Okay.
Yeah. Hit the gear wheel. Yeah. Perfect. All right. Then go ahead and hit the check mark. And then in this one, just go ahead and put like your, like some business information. Let's put a text.
one?
Yeah. Let's put a text module in there. And you can
Text
find,
module?
yeah, you can find it easy by searching for it too. So if you just hit the plus sign, yep, hit the text.
This right here?
Yeah, click it. Yep. And then just type text in here. You can just type text in the search up there and they'll just filter everything out.
Where's the
Scroll all the
search?
way back up to the top. Yep, right there in the search. You can just type text and then drop it. And then go ahead and just hit the green check. And then let's imagine over here, you want to just put something else. So what you want to put? Let's do social media in this one. So type social. And then, yep, social media follow. And then go ahead and hit save. Let's just hit save. Because we're not making it perfect. We're just trying to show, because you can spin. Oh, wait a minute. You didn't close this one out because you got X. Yeah, you got to hit the green. Yep. And now we can save it. And after a save, go ahead and close this out by clicking that little X up there. And now you got to save changes here. So when you save changes, when you're over there in the builder, you've saved changes. But when you come back in here, you have to save changes because you're saving it to this global footer. So go ahead and save those changes. So now when you go back to the front end, so hover over and go back to your front end and scroll down to the bottom to your footer area. And you'll see what we just put together.
Oh, go back to the website?
Yes.
Okay. And then scroll down to the footer?
Mm-hmm. You've been working, haven't you, Cyber Shay?
Oh man. Yeah. I see. I'm like, oh my goodness.
Good job, Cyber Shay.
Man.
Shout out to Cyber Shay. I saw it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
them.
She goes hard for everybody.
Oh, I
She is
see.
awesome.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Good
you see
job,
how that
girl.
is? So imagine
Yeah.
you could spend some time,
Wow.
picking, formatting everything and putting everything the way you want it, but it's that easy. And you can do the same thing for your header as well. And then another thing is that you can make specific headers and footers only for specific pages. So let's imagine.
That's another question I had.
Go
How do
ahead.
you add pages? How do you add another page? Like,
Cyber Shay, could you please go back to your dashboard?
Okay.
'cause like I want to
Well,
contact.
first
I want
we
a
could
contact
no,
page.
stay right here where you're at first.
Okay.
First of all, yeah, well, you can, yeah.
Website.
Yeah. So on the front end, just always take note of your toolbar because it's a really fast way to do some stuff. But if you hit this new button right here,
The new
you
button.
can create a new post or page right here. So did you pick a post or a page?
I gotta go back.
Yeah. You can just hit this. You can also hit this because
New,
let me, yeah,
And then
let's do page.
page. Okay.
Yeah. So go ahead and hit page. So creating a new page, and then you would just give it a title, and then you can, and then you would just publish it.
Okay.
So, but let me show you the other way to do it too, so that you know both ways. So just go ahead and go back to your front end. You can just hit the back button. So you can just go back to the front end.
The back button.
Yeah. And just go ahead and leave.
Slow. Zoom again.
Well, yeah, it's because it's because it's because of that. But so go ahead and so when you're on the back end, right here under forms, you'll have the pages link. So if you hover over that, you can hit, if you hit all pages, You can see all the pages you currently have published. So go ahead and hit that. So if you hit all pages, you'll see all the pages you currently have published, but you can always hit add new from right here or right here. Now, let me just go through the process of adding a new page. So let's imagine you wanted to add a contact us page. Cybershay, can you please hit add new in one of those spots?
Yep, up
So we're
here.
going to add a new page. Well, you can do it from there too, but either any one of those three links.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you would so we're going to and just go ahead and it's a back of it. WordPress is always backing up. So when you start typing in here, it's saving it. So in case something happened with your computer or something like that. But we don't want to keep that. So you can just hit this X. So it destroys that backup. And then you can go ahead and give it a title. So go ahead and just, yeah. So we're going to name this Contact Us.
Okay.
Now, go ahead and hit. Now, you can, well, don't publish it yet. Let me just explain a couple things. So first of all, you don't have to always use the Divi Builder. The Divi Builder is when you want to add layouts and stuff, but you can choose to just use the default editor. Like if you just want to drop a block of text or in or something like that, and you can just do it from back here too. If you do that on the front end, it'll just be that content area of all the stuff that you put in here and then a sidebar if you've got a sidebar on that page. But you can also turn off the sidebars over here under, come here under page attributes. Scroll down. Yeah, scroll down. Sorry. Yeah. Scroll down. That's it. Yeah. Refresh the page. Let me see, because it's not. Or hit block. Hit block. Let me see on the block. No, it's not. Page attributes. Or hit this. Sometimes let me see. Yeah, it might be under. Let me go to my desk real quick.
Okay.
Let me see. It might be under here. Let me share my screen, Cybershay. Okay. Stop sharing. Okay. Content with. They've moved some stuff around, just trying to find. They've moved some stuff around, but because WordPress. I don't know if you noticed, but when we first came in last week, they had updated and some things have moved. But here we go. Right? No, the page attribute. That's not it. No. Yeah. So I've got to find it, but there's actually a setting for turning off the sidebar. So I'll just say. Let me just publish and let me just see real quick. Divi page settings. It's normally right over here. Page attributes, Divi page settings. It's normally right over here, but template. Let me see. No, blank template. I'll see where it's at, but you can turn off. You can turn off the sidebar if you publish content from back here. I don't want to waste too much time looking for it because you would only use it if you publish content from the back end. Like if I return to editor, and maybe that's what I got to do now. But if you return to editor, you can create content with these blocks. And so you can make a paragraph, and you can say whatever, and then you can make another block, and you can be an image or whatever. And then at that point, you can build the page up, and I'll just preview it. You can build the page up, and then it'll update and then preview it.
Mhm.
It will be like this, and you see how it's got a sidebar over here, but you can
Mhm.
turn that sidebar off.
Mhm.
Now, another way you can do it is over here, but you can also do it on the per page basis. But you can do it for the whole website right here under Builder, and
Mhm.
then you can say, no, excuse me, here under General, you could say sidebar layout, and then you could say shop page full width right here for shop page and category page layout. You can make it full width, but the sidebar, you can choose if it's left or right sidebar right here. But um, let's see. After you've created the page, you notice how
Mhm.
the page is not up here on the side on the menu. So the only thing you would have to do is go to your
Yeah,
menus, and then you have to add the page to your menu. Every
that's the
time you
thing I
add a
don't
new
know.
page, it's going to show up under your pages. Put a check mark in, hit the drop down, save menu,
Mm.
and then at that point, the
Ah,
page will be added to your menu. So here it is right
that's what I
here.
wanted to know. Cause I
Yeah.
attempted to create a page. I went to that what you just went on, and I created the page already. So okay. So
Yeah.
that's how I just wanted to know how to add it to the menu. So that's how you do it. Okay.
Yeah. So you have to hold on, let me come over here. You have to, anytime you add a page, anything you want up here to the menu, you just have to add it to the menu, and then
You
it'll
go. You said you click on the dashboard. You go to pages. What do you do? What did you do again?
you can share your screen. I'll show you.
Okay. Okay. Let's see. Let's see. Uh-huh.
Okay. So if you go to hover over up here. Now, first of all, you can also get to it. Go to your front end. Let me just show you from your front end first. So
Okay.
while you're on the front end, if you're on the front end and you want to hurry up and get to your menus, you can just hover over your name right here. So go
Uh-huh.
ahead and hover over trade. Don't click though. And then you can go to menus right here.
Uh-huh.
But you can also take note that if you're in the back end already, it's under appearance, menus. So under appearance, you've
Oh.
got menus, widgets, and we're going to get into widgets also. Widgets are really cool. But you
Okay.
got menus, widgets, and customize and all of
Okay.
that. But yeah, this is where your menu
Okay.
is.
So when I make another page, it'll be under pages right here. It'll show up
It'll
right
be under
here.
pages right here, correct.
Okay.
And if you make a
Okay.
post, all your posts will be under here. And if you need to link to a site that's not in your website, you use a custom link. When you go ahead and click this drop down under custom links. So when you make a custom link and you put your URL, make sure you have HTTPS, but you put the URL in right here and you put the link text right here. So if you wanted to, link to your Instagram page in your menu, you would put the link right
Oh,
here
so
and you would
that
type,
okay. So
yeah.
they'll click on
Mhm.
that and it'll go to another page. Okay.
Correct. Now
Okay.
you can also turn on your screen options. If you click screen options up here, you see it up here.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
If you click that, you can turn on link target. So put a
Oh.
check mark and link target, and then at that point you can go ahead and close your screen options by hitting this. But then at that point you can go ahead and drop a page over here. So just pick a page,
Oh, pages.
yeah, and then just
Description.
pick that, add it to the menu.
Add to menu.
So now that we've added the link target, if you hit the drop down right here, each time you add a menu item, like hit right here, yeah, where's that? You'll be able to put a check mark in to open it up in a new tab. So if you
Oh,
don't turn
wow.
on that link target from right there, then you won't have this option to open up in a new tab. Okay.
Oh, okay. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that would open that up. So if you put links in as custom links,
Awesome.
most likely you'll probably want them to open up in a new tab if they're not on the site itself.
Okay.
So any other
Okay.
questions or anything?
Mm-mm.
Wow.
All right, well, let's go ahead and wrap it up. We went over
Oh
a little bit more
man.
today, but
Hey,
I'm
that's
sorry
that's
about
good. I
that.
like going
Great
over. It's good.
class. Great class.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
I got my answer. I mean, my question answered. Okay.
I'm glad.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're getting your questions answered and enjoying it
Yes.
so far. We will keep coming back and doing it as long as all of you want to, and
Yes.
we'll go as far as you want. I've been,
Yes.
I've got a lot of stuff I'd love to introduce you to that I
Oh
think you'll
man.
enjoy. So we'll keep
Yeah.
coming back.
I'm gonna welcome
Thank
with
you.
open
Awesome.
arms.
Thank you.
Oh yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank
No
you.
problem. No problem. All right, everyone. So
All right.
I guess enjoy your evenings.
All
Thank
right.
you so
Thank
See you
you
next
so
much.
You
week.
much.
take
See
care.
you next week.
All
No
right.
problem. See you next week.
Thank
Bye
Bye
you.
bye.
bye.
Okay. Bye
Bye.
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 Hey, Fuchsia, are you working on your site right now?
A little bit, but I'm actually getting ready to go eat dinner.
Okay. Yeah, I probably should go eat too, but
But I do. Rich, you got a quick second?
Well, looks
Did
like
he,
he
is he
clicked
already
out.
gone?
yeah,
I
he's
think
Oh,
he's
my.
gone.
gone.
Yeah. Mm.
Okay. I'm gonna say I just had a quick question
What's your
about
question, just in case?
adding text to a section. Um, let me see
Are
Just
if
you
I
gotta
able
put
can.
to
a
share your
block in.
screen?
Put a block.
Yeah, I'm about to share it. Let me see if I can share it because I keep my internet is acting up. Hold on. Let me see if I can share my screen because my internet keeps acting up. Okay, so right here, I want
Mm-hmm.
to add